Right now is the time to get your ticket to be part of the 2021 St. Jude Dream Home giveaway. I'll tell you, our community has shown the determination to support Toledo's Danny Thomas's dream to defeat childhood cancer. Now, St. Jude continues that mission and will not stop until no child dies of cancer. In our support, we also remember the families and the children that have lost their fight against cancer.
He loved his siblings. He loved to play sports. He loved school.
Sam had a soft spot for superheroes too, didn't he?
He had a huge soft spot for superheroes. That was his first love.
Her firstborn son, Becky, recalls the jokes and laughter until the day life changed forever. It was a call from Sam's teacher.
She said, "He's just kind of clumsy. I'm afraid to let him go into the bathroom by himself because he might fall on the tile," or he was holding his scissors wrong.
What Becky thought would be cleared up at a routine trip to the doctors turned into an immediate trip to the hospital for an MRI.
They pulled us aside in a room and gave us a diagnosis for Sam, and said he had DIPG, or diffuse intrinsic pontine glioma, which was a brain tumor in the pons area of the brain, and it was inoperable, incurable, and he had about 6 to 9 months to live.
A diagnosis that no parent ever expects.
It's horrible. Surreal. I thought, I'm not in this room. They're not talking to me. How did we get here? Just earlier, it was a normal day.
Just days later, the car packed and bound for St. Jude.
I just remember both my husband and I bursting into tears and not really knowing what to do next.
More clinical trials for cancer are developed at St. Jude than any other children's hospital in the United States. All treatment protocols, trials, research, freely shared.
You never think it can happen to you until it does. And then you know what to do. You go to St. Jude.
Arriving in the middle of the night, warmly greeted, advanced clinical treatment of oral chemotherapy and radiation for Sam began immediately.
St. Jude just at every turn offered him the opportunity to be a kid. And I used to tell people, if you didn't know what you were there for when you walked in the morning, you would think you were at Disneyland or there for summer camp.
Faced with a diagnosis that offered little hope, time with Sam was precious.
But ultimately, we got 14 months after the treatment with St. Jude.
The treatment and care at St. Jude made all the difference.
He didn't come home sick. He came home, if you didn't know about the raging tumor in his head, you wouldn't think anything was wrong with him. So he played soccer, and we traveled all summer long. We went on family vacations to the beach. I took him to see my family in Georgia. We went to Disney World.
At 5 years old, Sam passed away from an inoperable and incurable brain tumor. St. Jude continues its work to cure and treat some of the most aggressive forms of cancer. Never does a family receive a bill from St. Jude.
I think St. Jude is hope. There's that huge financial component that families do not have to worry about, and that alone is such a burden lifted, so that you don't have to worry about whether or not you can afford this treatment and have to choose which treatment your child will get because it's all you can afford. They're going to take care of everything, and you just have to focus on your child.
Becky and family are forever grateful for that, and the care and extra time that St. Jude made possible. That very next year, and ever since, the family fights to find the cure and remember Sam with Team SuperSam.
What we do is we fundraise for St. Jude all year, and then we head down that first weekend in December, which is always the anniversary of when he got diagnosed, and we run part of the marathon weekend.
This past summer, Sam would have graduated high school. The family threw Sam a party with all donations going directly to St. Jude. The memory of Sam continuing on, with the belief that one day the cure for all childhood cancers will come from St. Jude.